This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com.
What's up, guys? This is Clay from Coon Trucking, and you're watching Astral Auto Repairs. I got one question to ask you guys. Can you dig it?
Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. Today we got a 2002 Buick LeSabre. Customer's complaint is leaking antifreeze. As soon as you pour it in, it comes right out. There's a little history going on with this car. Customer bought the car in 2015. Something's wrong with it. She took it back to the dealership. The dealership had this mechanic. Now we know the dealership and we know the mechanic personally. And the thing is, the dealership uses this mechanic because he works on people's cars for dirt cheap. And I'm talking like $15 per hour, like that dirt cheap for a repair shop. The only problem with that is he does shabby work, really raggedy work. I mean, it just sucks because, you know, I know him and he's all right dude, but what you gonna do? So customer, he came over here, picked the car up, took it to his shop. Post did a head gasket. The customer went to pick up the car. Car's running worse than what it did before. Get the car back here. She went down to the dealership. Dealership reimbursed her, but it's just a whole bunch of story. I just looked at the back of this engine, and there's no way this head gasket was taken off. And you see, you know, just by the Monte Carlo, 2004 Monte Carlo we did, same kind of messed up stuff. There's a lot of shady mechanics out there. So what we're gonna do? We got some water. We're gonna pour some water in the radiator. We're gonna see if it starts leaking. If it does, great, we're going to diagnose what that is. If it doesn't, we're going to do a pressure test. Either way, I'm going to show you the pressure testing kit you should also get. And we're going to take it from there. It might be a long episodes series after this, but we'll find out. We'll be right back. All right, guys, before we start, what I did, I got the car jacked up. Got me a jack stand up under there just in case. Always be sure to secure your car with a jack stand. And we got our cardboard. All right. Let's go over here. First thing we're going to do is take off the radiator cap so we can add some water to it. Take this off. Man, look at this. This means somebody put a bunch of sealer in here to stop a leak. This is the worst thing you can do for a vehicle. The reason being because this stuff will not only stop the leak 50% of the time, but it will also clog up your radiator and your heater core, which means it clogs up your radiator, your car will overheat. Clogs up your heater core, you won't have no heat. So, all right, let's we got a little water here. Let's add some water. Look at this. What's this? This O-ring just popped out from somewhere. Alright, looks like this cardboard's no good. So what I'm going to do is turn it over, let it finish leaking out. Turn it over, and we're going to get up under there and see where this is leaking from. Wow. That's a lot of... You see it there?
It's way up there.
Alright, pass my camera. Alright guys, let's get up under here. Okay, guys, check that out. There ain't even a freeze out plug in there. The freeze out plug is completely gone. Dang it, where's it? Come here. Look at that. So that's the first thing. What the heck happened to that freezer? Holy cow. Oh man. And I'm trying to see what's the best way to fix this. Now, we could get the rubber freeze-out plugs, clean that out, put that up in there, and tighten it up. That'd probably be the easiest way. And then do another pressure test after that. But after this finishes leaking, I want to go to the other side of the engine. I want to see if I can see the other freeze-out plugs. Be right back. Alright guys, let's go over here to the other side of the engine. Let's see if we can see these freeze-out plugs. Hey, you can see that? That freeze-out plug looks new. Let's go over here. Wait a minute, what the heck? Guys, look at that. There's no freeze-out plug there. That one's gone too. That's 2 freeze-out plugs gone. And that one, oh, that one's on the other side of the transmission. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Look at that right there. Dang it, that one is a pain to get to. Okay, I see 1, 2. What is it? Just 2 on each side? I figured it would be 3 on each side. That's what I see is the 2. Unless the other one's behind. Yeah, no, that's it. Just the 2. Wow. That one is not going to be easy to get to. Let's see if I can reach it from the top. Oh my goodness. No, I couldn't. I figured I could reach it from the top of the transmission. I can't. Camera went off. If I remove the oil filter and the oil filter housing, I can probably get my hand in there. There it is, right there. There's the freeze-out plug. Pop right out. Dang it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, check it out, guys. On the left side of the engine, that one's not too bad. I can get to that. I can probably put a rubber plug in there. That's probably the best. But on the right side, there's going to be a problem here. I just tried to reach my hand over the transmission. I couldn't even touch it. So there's no way I can get a rubber plug in there or a steel plug. And I can't tell whether these was changed at the time. I don't know. The only thing I know, to replace this one, to do this the right way, I'm going to either have to pull out the engine or pull out the transmission. And this is where the problem comes in at. Because the original complaint with the car was she took it to the shop, back to the dealership, was the car was overheating. So, did these pop out for a reason? Was there constantly water in there? And or during the winter, because it was December, did it freeze up, lock up, overheat, and the freeze-out plugs popped out? So, is there another issue here? I don't know. Do I know one thing? To have to pull out an engine to do a freeze-out plug, you better be dang it sure that it's going to fix the problem. We don't know. We're going to talk to the customer and find out. And we'll let you know when we come back. We'll be back. Alright guys, girls, check this out. I got this little, kind of upset right now. I got a little rant going on here. This 2002 Buick LeSabre we just finished diagnosing. Tell the customer now, our policy is this. It's $50 to diagnose your car. No matter what it is, it's $50 to diagnose your vehicle, unless you already know what it is. Then we can just give you a price over the phone what you want us to replace, and that's it. But it's $50 to diagnose it. So, customer knew this. So we get there, and the customer, the lady, and her daughter gives us an attitude that, oh, we just wasted $50. We already knew what the problem was. What the heck? If you already knew what the problem was, why call us? You know, it's like I'm getting tired of people wanting stuff for free, like a damn handout or something. What the heck is their problem? No, it goes further than that. All right, check this out. So I told her no, it's $50. I said, if you knew what you wanted, you would have just gave your price on the phone. She said, well, do you have payments? Really? Now you don't even have, you want to complain about her? I mean, both of them. It had been going on like 5 minutes. The rolling their eyes, the attitude. But now you want payments. So now check this out. And if you're doing a mobile auto repair business, you want to do this too. Well, I'm about to tell you what I did. All right. They didn't pay yet. So now you got to keep that in your mind. They're already complaining already, so they didn't pay you yet. So I said, yeah, we take payments. What we would do is just whatever you can pay, just give it to us at the end of the month. Of course, we keep the car. I knew in the back of my mind, I ain't taking no payments. I ain't working on this car for the rest. I ain't never working on this car. But say that to get your payments. Then she said, okay, after that is over, she said, well, when can you do it? Really? You don't have the money to get it fixed. You want payments, and now you're in a rush to get it done. I'm telling you, guys, and some of you have probably already came into problems with customers like this, but that is the worst. And good customers wonder why businesses have these strict rules, these policies. Whether you pay up front, you don't get your car until it's paid for. Now, good customers, we will work with. Good customers, we'll put them on a payment plan. We'll have the car for as long as they want. We won't charge them no storage fees or anything like that. But people like this, they make you make policies. This is ridiculous. I don't want to touch this car again. I don't want to see this car. I mean, guys, and now I'm second guessing the place that in the beginning of the video I told you. We know the owner of the dealership and the repair shop. Now I'm second guessing her story now. I think they told her what was going on. She went up there, threw a fit, and Jerry, the one that owns Deal Masters, he's a real good guy. And we know, even though you buy a car and there's no warranty or whatever, he will fix the car out of his own pocket. We know this of Jerry, so we know there had to been something wrong here. She said he gave her money back for the repairs or whatever, because Jerry's just that type of guy. But you gotta be careful of people, and the best way to cover yourself is to have a board. And one day I got to show you. We got a board on our truck of some of our policies. Have your policies right there. My word of advice, if you're getting into this, whatever your diagnostic fee is, you charge them up front. You get your money up front. So you have this on that policy. So when you come to good customers, you ain't worrying about that. You go ahead and diagnose that car because you know your money is good as in the bank. But having that there for new customers, you have to do that. You got to cover yourself. This is ridiculous, man. This messed up my day. All right. That's my rant. I'll be right back.
Okay, today we had a 2002 Buick LeSabre with 3.8 engine, and the issue was that it was leaking antifreeze, and we found out that it was coming out it was leaking out from 2 freeze-out plugs. Well, at least that's what we found so far. We would actually need to fix that first to see if there's any other issues, but that's a tricky situation right there. So if you see this car again, then you know that the customer decided to get it fixed. She's got to think about it, see what she's going to do. So in the meantime, if you have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comments section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astraautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Master Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.